So we have all these horrible things going on in the world, the smelly president and all that kind of stuff, and all kinds of, shit is going down everywhere you look, economically, environmentally, what have you, right? And so there's this desire for resistance, right? And that's a good thing, yeah, like resist, but I personally don't like really thinking that way. I don't think resisting things, it makes them about that thing that you're resisting, and it kind of validates them. And I think we'd be better served if we looked for ways to, instead of resisting, ways not to be governed by that, not to be pushed around like that, so if you're resisting like the mainstream politics, stop watching the TV, get other people to stop watching the TV, give them something else to do. It's like create something, generate as much otherness around yourself as you can. That's how you'll express solidarity with people who are being othered and oppressed. I don't mean get oppressed yourself, I mean make yourself not part of that system, I think it's really kind of essential that the resistance figure itself out a little bit and stop defining itself by what it's opposed to, create things to be for, and all that. Being angry isn't good enough. We need to create, we need to generate. This is Gramsci. I know his name's Gramsci. I learned it as Gramsci from somebody else long ago, and I keep saying Gramsci, but Gramsci talked about the cultural hegemony, and as long as we participate in that, it will continue to dictate to us. We need to create other culture. We need to embrace other cultures, and what's important is not to singularize things as well. And so when we think about anything, something like the future, right? There isn't the future. There are multiplicities of futures, and ideally we all create those according to our own, whatever juices we got to create that. That's what we should be doing. Make lots of them. Many of them will end up like working harmoniously with one another, right? When we go to those kind of the economy, well, there should be the economies, lots of them, different ways of dealing with a system of trade. Just because like the prevailing way of doing that is capitalistic and proprietarian doesn't mean you can't get along in the world without really engaging with that very much. Yes, you'll still need your $3 to get a loaf of bread at Safeway or what have you, but you don't have to make that what your economic life is about. Like economics is about having a roof over your head, having food to eat, getting things from people that you can't get for yourself. That's what economics is, and there's all kinds of ways of doing that, and people all over the world are doing that. I believe it's a quarter of the people on Earth now live in squatter cities. And they're outside of that network, but they function. They have telephones, they have computers, they have the internet, they got, cars, they have tools, they like do stuff, And yeah, maybe they live in a sheet metal building, and maybe they have to shit in a bag and, put it in something to get rid of it and stuff like that. But, it's not that they're resisting, it's that they're not complying, not agreeing to be governed that way. They're not allowing the systems that would oppress them to really dictate to them, So, bringing this to music, it's like, I've always disliked the avant-garde aesthetic of rejection, It's, don't reject stuff, make something else, You don't have to, you don't have to tell me what you're not doing. Just show me what you do. Right?